Hey, hello, what's up guys? Yes, it's me again. I came back to my YouTube video, and today I want to talk about something in English, right? So today what I want to talk about is that I've never tried to study for that test, English test, such as like ACAN test or TOEIC test. I've never done this in my life, and then I think I never will do that. And then I just want to explain the reason why I don't do it. And then before I continue, let me say this, I have nothing against this idea, studying for the test, English test. And then, it's totally your choice. If you want to study for the test, just go ahead. And then I'm not going to say, you shouldn't do that. I have nothing against that idea, taking tests, English test. It's a good thing because, English, I love English. So I'm just happy to know that a lot of people, more and more people trying to learn English. So I have nothing against that. But today, the only thing that I'm just trying to explain why the reason why I've never tried to learn. Study for the test, and then I think I will never do that. All my life I get. And then I just want to explain the reason why, right? And the first reason is that I think real people never speak like English test, right? And that's the reason. And then because my goal is my goal trying to learn English is it's become a very good communicator in English language. That's my only goal. And then I think that only reason I'm trying to learn English is because I wanna use English as my communication tool. Yes, communication tool is the only thing I have on my mind, when I try to learn English. So because of that, I would say I have a better thing to do. In order for me to become a good speaker, I need to listen to a lot and listen to a lot to real life English. For that, I need a lot of time. So instead of spending my time studying for the test, I want to spend my time, trying to expose myself to English as long as possible every day, and then keep continuing doing it. For that, I think studying for the test is not my thing. It's not. I just don't want to spend my time doing that. So that's the first reason, right? And if the second reason is that maybe if I try to do it, I think it's gonna be an obstacle for me to achieve my goal, that is become a good communicator in English. Because I'm gonna explain why, right? Why I think that way. Because if I, for example, if I try to pass the test, for let's say again test, as soon as possible, the quickest way will be trying to go through that in a books, textbooks for that test, and also that I need to build my vocabulary, as many as possible, as soon as possible. For that, maybe I'm gonna choose to try to memorize English words every day. Certain numbers of English words I'm gonna try to memorize, and then because I wanna just pass the test as soon as possible. Then maybe the quickest way will be use my Japanese skill to memorize those English words. So that means that I'm gonna try to memorize English words using Japanese definition, right? And at the same time, maybe this is something that I've never done in my life, but I might try to study English grammar, right? So if I do that, I think I am pretty sure about that. If I do try to do it, for some period of time and try to real hard, the way my brain would react when I try to speak in English would be different. Because if I get used to the kind of thing, when I and then if I try to speak in English, by doing that, before I study for the test and try to memorize, English words with the Japanese definition, and also that try to study, learn the English grammar, right? And if I have this experience, and if I try to speak in English, how my brain works will be different. Now. And then if I do that, and I think it's totally different. And every time if I try to speak in English, those kind of like Japanese definition or English grammar will be always in my mind, in my head. And if I try to speak in English, those things, I will keep on thinking about those stuff in my head while I'm speaking English, and that will slow down, the speed of speaking, and I'm sure about it, because if I do that, and if I get used to it, and then it's just slow me down speaking, and at the same time, because I think so much, of course, think about those kind of stuff in my head while I'm speaking, of course, but also that I think I might try to translate in my head, when I speak in English, trying to translate Japanese sentence to English in my head before I speak up. If I do that, it's gonna be very slow. I just can't. There's no way that I could speak at a very natural speed and fast enough to do the natural conversation in English. So that's something. That's the second reason. I think that I'm pretty sure. Because this is not true for everybody, but at least I feel that if I do that, it's gonna be a big obstacle for me to speak in English, and because as I said earlier, my goal is to become a good communicator in English. So I need to speak fast enough so that my English will be natural, so that I could have a natural conversation with the people. So I think the second reason is this, it's gonna be a big obstacle for me to speak, really, so that's the other thing. And then the other thing is that English test is such a big business, right? And then there are people, if you go to the bookstores, you have so many books about the English test, ACAN test, TOEIC test. There are so many books, and it's such a big business, that industry is making maybe that millions or billions of dollars every year, and by in this, they are making that kind of money, and it's a big thing. And then if you try to, like if you watch YouTube videos or try to, if you through media, you have so many information about these English tests. So because it is such a big thing, a lot of people think, automatically think that maybe that studying for the test is something that make you, fluent English speaker. It's very natural, and it's a trend, right? And actually, this trend is, it's in the same way for long years, because when I was young, I remember that it was this trend, study for the English test is there, and when I was young, that was more than 30 some years ago, it was the trend is there already. So a lot of people, yes, and again, as I said before, because it's so big, and a lot of people trying to study for the test to become an English speaker. And then, but if this is true, this is something that this is something that we should do, trying to learn English, because it's a big thing, it's just a big trend. So if it's really true, if it's really gonna work for everybody, Japan has to be, full of English speakers now. But reality is no, right? So maybe it's wrong. Maybe it is not something that for everybody. So, but because it's a big thing, a lot of people follow this trend. So I thought that maybe someone, I think it's very interesting if someone just against it, even a small number of people, and so that's something, one of the things I've never tried to learn. I mean, I've never tried to study for the test, and I have no interest in those English tests. So that's one of the reasons. So basically that's it, and those are the reasons why I never try to study for the test, or I never try to study for the test so that I could pass those tests or get a high score on the TOEIC test. Those are the reasons. And then again, as I said earlier in this video, I am not against it, and then also I feel very happy about it. There's so many people trying to learn English because English is something I love. So, and then also that I'm enjoying, using English, communicating with other people in English. So, I just wanna hope that more and more people, more and more Japanese English learners, feel the same way like I'm feeling right now. So I am very happy to know that so many people try to learn English in this country, Japan, right? Okay, yes, that's everything I think, and then thank you very much for watching my YouTube video again, and then I'm gonna see you hopefully tomorrow. Okay, thank you, bye.